So in the previous video we covered piphunter LMI, and in this one we're going to be covering freeze and the strategy tester for freeze, because it's best to cover both in one go. So the first thing I'm going to do is add freeze to the chart just so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll talk a little bit about the strategy tester. So when freeze is on the chart, all you can see is that it's drawn buy and sell signals. So there's two buys, there's a couple of sells, and it draws a green and a red line. Now the red line is designed to be your stop loss, and your green line is designed to be your take profit. With piphunter freeze, it does also colour your candles for while a signal is active, and that's just purely based on when all conditions are currently being met. So you'll find that if you were someone who sets the RSI value, for instance, to 2, then every candle which goes against you is going to de-trigger it and then cause another one to be triggered. As you can see, this becomes a lot more broken lines and more signals. So you may have to be very, very careful on how you set it, or also how you're watching it. You might want to only place one, and then every time you get other short signals, just ignore them until the initial one has been closed. And the same with longs. You might want to enter this one, but then not enter another one until you've been stopped out or hit take profit already. Now, very, very easy to work with freeze. All you have to do is follow what it says. So for instance, if we take this short, we would enter at the end of the candle, we set our stop loss, we set our take profit, and we ride that trend. Now, there are a few things that you might consider. Some people will want to set trail stop. Some people might want to set take profit at 1 to 1. You can control the overall take profit size. It's just here. So for instance, this is now a 1 to 3 size trade, and I can drag that out to prove that. So you can control how big your stop and your take profit are, and you can also control to some extent how sensitive it is to finding signals. Once you've got the settings right, then you can just run with it, and I'll show you how you get your settings right just now. So with freeze, it also comes with this strategy tester. Because of the nature of freeze giving a full signal with a stop loss and take profit, we have it set so that you can just come in and quickly test. So if I go in and set this, so if I set this to blank, it means that there's 0 hours, so it's all hours. This is how many pips of trail stop you're running. So for something where you're wanting to be a trail stop, you might want to set your take profit at 1.5 to 1. So they're both at 1.5 each ATR. But when you have trail stop turned on, it removes the actual take profit and starts running it off the trail stop. So when it gets to 1.5, it would kick that 10 pip trail stop in. Now if I remove that, you can see that the value changes as this is now a hard stop. And then we can go through and we can play with the numbers, and we'll find invariably something that we're happy with. I'm just going through and playing with numbers, and you can see that the results change accordingly. Normally when you're running a strategy tester, I always say run this at 20%, and if you're looking to trade with multiple orders, so you can see here that you got like 4 consecutive buy orders before anything happened, you can increase the pyramiding. The reason I set order size to 20% of equity is because TradingView just calculates it very weirdly, and it works out to being sort of 0.1% risk. So I always tend to just leave that at 20% of equity and then work from there. You can see that in this case I've made a profitable setting because profit factor is above 1. However, it's not one you'd want to use due to the drawdown. Again, you can play with it on different charts. So for instance, if you wanted to look at Heikenashi's, which is more than doable, you can do that, and you can see that it changes all of the statistics. And if you wanted to do it with Renko's, which I quickly need to set up, you can see that you can again do it on Renko charts. With Renko charts, you will want to set your chart to a 1 minute chart. If you're set to a daily, it's going to look very different because it only pulls the data once per day, not once per minute. If you're then happy with your settings for the strategy test, all you do is make a note of your settings here, and then you would go into your indicator. So we'll open the indicator as well. And then you would go 4, 7, 96 and 2. So we would go 4, 7, 96, 2, and then whatever the stop loss was, 1.5 and 4.5. And now you've got the indicator itself set up. You can remove the strategy tester, and you know that you're ready to run. that is the quickest way to get set up with Freeze, and it's also enables you that you can go in with Strategy Tester and determine which hours you like to trade and if they are profitable for you. So you can go in and go, I want to trade New York session with this pair. You can then go and adjust the settings to get it right for you on that pair at that time frame, because Strategy Tester has time bounds if you wish to use them. And then once you've done that, you just give the settings to Freeze, and you know that when you sit down at your desk for those 3 hours a day, 2 hours a day, 1 hour a day, that you will be getting signals with a percentage accuracy that you find known. So I will say thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.